Most men over 60 have been told a quiet lie, that losing their erections, their desire, even their sense of masculinity is just part of aging. But what if I told you that's not only wrong, it's dangerous to believe? Because every week, I meet men who feel like they're fading, waking up at night to urinate, avoiding intimacy, quietly asking themselves, what happened to me? I'm Dr. James, a urologist with over 30 years of experience, and I need you to understand this. Your body is not shutting down. It's being starved. Starved of blood flow, starved of nitric oxide, disrupted by silent hormonal shifts and small daily habits that no one ever warned you about. And the hardest part? Most men try to fix this the wrong way, chasing pills while ignoring the real cause. But what if something as simple as what you drink in the morning could begin to restore what you thought was lost? In today's video, I'm going to show you a powerful, overlooked approach that can change how your body responds again. And it all starts with understanding the real problem, what's truly happening inside your blood vessels after 60. Let's begin. 1. The real problem. Most men never see coming. Let me be very direct with you. The biggest reason men over 60 begin to lose their erections is not age itself. It's poor blood flow. It happens quietly, gradually, and most men don't notice it until something important stops working. You might still feel desire, but your body doesn't respond the same way. Or the erection comes and fades too quickly. That's not coincidence. That's circulation. Here's what's really going on inside your body. An erection is not just about arousal. It's about blood entering and staying trapped in the penile tissue. For that to happen, your blood vessels must relax and open. This process depends on a molecule called nitric oxide. Think of it as the signal that tells your arteries, let go, allow blood in. But as you age, your body produces less of it. At the same time, your blood vessels become stiffer, narrower, less responsive. So even if the signal is there, the pathway is blocked. And it doesn't stop there. Poor circulation also affects your prostate. When blood flow slows down, the prostate becomes more prone to inflammation and enlargement. That's when you start waking up at night to urinate, 2 times, 3 times, sometimes more. Your sleep gets disrupted, your energy drops, and slowly, your confidence begins to fade. I remember a patient named Harold, 71. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I don't feel like a man anymore." Not because he didn't care, but because his body wouldn't cooperate. He avoided intimacy. He stopped trying. And over time, that silence created distance between him and his wife. What he didn't realize was this: nothing was broken. His body was simply not getting the blood flow it needed. And this is where I want to reassure you. This is not the end of the road. This is not something you just accept. Because circulation can be improved. Blood vessels can become more flexible again. Nitric oxide can be supported naturally, if you know how. Start simple. Move your body every morning, even for 10 minutes. Hydrate properly. And most importantly, stop ignoring the early signs. Because what you're feeling right now is a signal, not a sentence. And in the next part, I'm going to show you something most men completely overlook. A simple daily habit that can begin restoring that blood flow from the inside out. 2. The hidden mistake that blocks your body's ability to recover. Now here's something most men never realize. Even when they try to do the right thing, they often do it in a way that completely cancels the benefit. One of the most common mistakes I see is this: relying on healthy habits that your body can no longer absorb properly. And nothing illustrates this better than green tea. Many of my patients tell me, "Doctor, I drink green tea every day. I thought it was helping." And they're not wrong. Green tea contains powerful compounds that support blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and help your body produce nitric oxide. But here's the problem. After 60, your digestive system changes. Your liver becomes more aggressive at breaking down these compounds. Your intestines absorb less. So even though you're drinking something healthy, your body is barely using it. What does that lead to? You continue to experience weak erections, slower response, less sensitivity. You still wake up at night. Your energy doesn't improve. And over time, frustration builds because you feel like you're doing everything right, but nothing is changing. I remember a man named Leonard, 68. He was disciplined, ate clean, drank green tea twice a day. But when he came to see me, he said quietly, "I don't understand. Why do I feel worse?" The truth was simple. His body wasn't absorbing what it needed. Once we adjusted how he consumed it, everything changed. Not overnight, but steadily, predictably, and most importantly, naturally. So let me reassure you, this is not your fault, and it's not a dead end. Your body hasn't lost the ability to respond, it just needs the right support to unlock it again. Here's a simple shift you can start with. Don't just rely on what you consume. Pay attention to how your body processes it. Because absorption is everything. What enters your body means nothing if it never reaches your bloodstream. And in the next part, I'm going to show you the first simple ingredient that can completely transform how your body uses green tea, and why most men have been missing this for years. 3. The first simple fix that changes everything: black pepper. This may surprise you, but one of the most powerful ways to restore your blood flow doesn't come from a prescription. It comes from something sitting in your kitchen: black pepper. And no, this isn't about flavor. It's about unlocking what your body has been missing. Here's the issue. Even if you start drinking green tea, your body still struggles to absorb its key compound, the one that supports nitric oxide and relaxes your blood vessels. Without absorption, nothing changes. Blood still moves slowly, arteries stay tight, and the signals that create and maintain an erection remain weak. That's why so many men say, "I tried natural solutions. They didn't work." It's not that they failed. It's that their body couldn't use them. Black pepper changes that. It contains a natural compound that slows down how quickly your body breaks things down. In simple terms, it gives your system more time to absorb what matters. More of those helpful compounds enter your bloodstream. More nitric oxide stays active. Blood vessels begin to open again, gradually but noticeably, and this is where things start to shift. I had a patient named Richard, 69. He wasn't looking for anything dramatic. He just wanted to feel normal again. He told me, "I miss the spontaneity. I miss not having to think about it." We added one small change, a pinch of freshly ground black pepper to his morning tea. That was it. 2 weeks later, he came back and said, almost in disbelief, "Something's different. I didn't expect this." Now let me reassure you. This isn't about miracles. It's about removing a barrier your body has been struggling with for years. And once that barrier is gone, your natural systems can begin to work again. Start simple. Use freshly ground black pepper, not the old powder that's been sitting for months, just a small amount, consistently. Give your body time to respond. Because what you're doing here is not forcing a result. You're allowing your body to function the way it was designed to. And in the next part, I'm going to show you something even more powerful. Because once absorption is unlocked, the next step is to actively push more blood through your system, and that's where things begin to feel very different. 4. The circulation trigger. Most men completely overlook fresh ginger. Now that your body can actually absorb what it needs, there's one more problem we have to address. Blood that doesn't move doesn't help you. And this is where many men get stuck. Even with better absorption, their circulation is still slow, restricted, and unresponsive. That's when erections feel weak, delayed, or inconsistent. You may feel the desire, but the response just isn't there. And over time, that gap creates frustration, even avoidance. Here's what's happening in simple terms. Your blood vessels need to expand quickly to allow blood to rush in and stay there. That expansion depends on signals and sensitivity, but as we age, those vessels become less flexible. They don't open as easily, the flow becomes sluggish, and when blood can't reach the penile tissue efficiently, the erection either doesn't happen or doesn't last. This is where fresh ginger becomes incredibly powerful. Ginger works like a natural activator. It gently stimulates your blood vessels to open wider and respond faster. Think of it as waking up a system that has gone quiet. It increases warmth, improves circulation, and helps blood reach areas that have been undersupplied for years. I had a patient named Samuel, 73. He told me something very simple, but very real. Doc, I don't feel anything anymore, not like before. He wasn't just talking about function, he meant sensation, connection, presence. We added fresh ginger to his daily routine, just a couple of slices in his morning tea. 3 weeks later, he sat in front of me, smiled, and said, "It's coming back. Slowly, but it's there." And that's how recovery often begins. Not all at once, but in small, undeniable signs. Let me reassure you, this is not about forcing your body, it's about restoring its natural responsiveness. And circulation is one of the most reversible factors we have. Here's what I recommend. Use fresh ginger, not powdered. Slice it thin. Add it to your tea while it's hot so the natural compounds are released. Do it consistently. Give your body time. Because once blood starts moving again, everything changes. And in the next part, we're going to address something deeper, something that quietly shuts down your drive from the inside, your hormones. 5. The silent hormone disruptor, blood sugar and testosterone. Let me ask you something most doctors don't. Have you noticed your desire fading before your function completely disappears? That quiet loss of interest, that lack of drive. Many men think it's just aging, but in reality, one of the most overlooked causes is unstable blood sugar quietly disrupting your testosterone. Here's how it works, and I'll keep it simple. When your blood sugar spikes, especially after meals, your body releases insulin to bring it down. But when this happens over and over again, insulin stays elevated, and high insulin blocks testosterone. Not completely, but enough to make a difference you can feel. Less drive, slower response, weaker erections, more fatigue, and over time, it creates a cycle that's hard to break. It also affects your blood vessels. Excess sugar damages the inner lining, making it harder for them to relax and carry blood properly. So now you have two problems happening at once: lower testosterone and poorer circulation. That combination is what many men experience, but don't understand. I remember a patient named Victor, 66. He told me, "Doc, it's not just that I can't perform. I don't even feel like trying anymore." That hit him harder than anything else. He felt disconnected from himself, from his partner. When we looked deeper, his blood sugar was unstable, nothing extreme, but enough to disrupt his hormones. We made a small change, added Ceylon cinnamon to his routine. Within weeks, his energy stabilized, his mood lifted, and slowly, his desire returned. Now, let me reassure you, this is not permanent. Your body is incredibly responsive when given the right support. And balancing blood sugar is one of the fastest ways to begin restoring that internal drive. Here's what you can do. Add a small amount of true Ceylon cinnamon to your daily tea. Not the common type, but the lighter, more natural form. Use it consistently, especially in the morning or before meals. Because when your blood sugar stabilizes, your hormones begin to follow. And in the next part, we're going even deeper. Because even with better circulation and balanced hormones, there's one powerful system that can either unlock or completely shut down your performance. 6. The stress switch that silently shuts everything down: cortisol and nerve response. There's one factor I see destroy progress more than almost anything else, and most men never connect it to their performance: stress. Not the kind you talk about casually, but the constant, low-level tension your body carries every day. Because when stress stays high, your body produces more cortisol, and cortisol quietly shuts down everything that allows you to function as a man. Let me explain this simply. For an erection to happen, your body needs to be in a relaxed, receptive state. Blood vessels open. Signals travel from your brain to your body. Everything works together. But when cortisol is elevated, your body shifts into survival mode. Blood is redirected away from areas like the penis. Signals become weaker. The response slows down or disappears entirely. Even if the desire is there, the body resists. And over time, this doesn't just affect erections. It lowers testosterone. It disrupts sleep. It increases nighttime urination. It drains your energy. You wake up tired. You feel disconnected. And slowly, your confidence starts to erode. I remember a patient named George, 70. Physically, he wasn't in bad shape, but mentally, he was exhausted. He told me, "Doc, I feel like my body just doesn't listen anymore." He had stopped initiating intimacy. Not because he didn't want to, but because he was afraid of failing. When we looked deeper, his stress levels were constantly elevated. We introduced one simple addition, Korean red ginseng, not as a stimulant, but as a regulator. Within weeks, he told me something had shifted. I feel calmer, clearer, and things are starting to respond again. And that's the key. When your body feels safe, it performs. Let me reassure you, this is not permanent. Your system is not broken, it's overwhelmed. And when you reduce that pressure, your natural function can return. Here's what you can do. Add a small amount of Korean red ginseng to your routine, preferably earlier in the day. Give your body support, not force. Let it rebalance. Because once your mind and body are aligned again, everything becomes possible. And in the next part, I'm going to show you the most direct way to restore blood flow itself, something that works even when your body's natural pathways have slowed down. 7. The direct nitric oxide booster. Most aging bodies desperately need beetroot. Now we come to the final piece. And this is where many men feel a real turning point, because even when you improve absorption, circulation, hormones, and stress, there's still one missing link. Your body's ability to produce nitric oxide naturally declines with age, and without enough of it, blood simply cannot flow where it needs to go. This is why erections become weaker, slower, harder to maintain. It's not just about desire. It's about pressure. Blood has to enter and stay, and nitric oxide is the signal that makes that happen. But after 60, that signal becomes faint. In some men, almost silent. This is where beetroot becomes incredibly powerful. Beetroot doesn't just support nitric oxide, it helps your body create it directly, using a different pathway that still works even when aging slows everything else down. Think of it as a backup system your body can rely on. Within a couple of hours, it begins increasing blood flow throughout your body. And many men notice something subtle at first. Better warmth, better responsiveness, then stronger, more reliable function. I had a patient named Edward, 72. He told me, "Doc, I feel like my body tries, but it can't hold it." That's a common experience. The initial response is there, but it fades. We introduced a small daily amount of beetroot powder into his routine, nothing extreme. Within 2 weeks, he came back and said, "It's not just starting, it's lasting." And that changed everything for him, not just physically, but emotionally. Now let me reassure you, this is not about forcing your body beyond its limits. It's about giving it what it no longer produces efficiently. And when you do that, things begin to come back online. Here's what I recommend. Add a small amount of beetroot powder to your warm green tea. Not boiling, just warm enough to preserve its natural properties. Take it consistently. Give your body time to respond. Because what you're doing now is rebuilding from the inside out. And in the final part, I'm going to bring all of this together for you. A simple daily routine that can help you reclaim not just your function, but your confidence, your energy, and your sense of self. 8. Conclusion. It's not about age. It's about what you choose to protect. There comes a moment in every man's life when the body begins to whisper. Then slowly, it starts to change. Not all at once, not dramatically, but enough for you to feel it. Less energy, less response, less certainty. And many men accept this quietly, believing it's simply the price of aging. But what I want you to understand is this: your body is not failing. It's becoming more sensitive to how you treat it. After 60, small imbalances no longer stay small. Blood flow, hormones, inflammation, daily habits, they begin to matter more than ever. What you ignore today becomes what you struggle with tomorrow, but the opposite is also true. What you support today becomes your strength in the years ahead. If you continue on autopilot, The next 1 to 5 years may bring more decline, more fatigue, weaker function, less confidence. But if you begin to act now, even with simple daily changes, your body can respond. It can stabilize. It can improve. This is not about chasing youth. It's about protecting vitality, about understanding your body and working with it, not against it. Because in the end, aging is inevitable, but how you experience it is still in your hands.